What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Starcraft 2 video. This one is between two players on the WCS Pro circuit, spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner of Blue Shift LE, playing with the red Zerg pieces. He's currently down in the series and wants to tie it up right here and right now. His name is JonSnow. And his opponent, spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He's currently the best player on the planet. He's continuing to prove it every single tournament. He's up in this series and wants to keep this series in his favor. His name is Serral. So guys and girls, you guys can check out all of these videos on the YouTube channel, or all these previous casts on the YouTube channel, and I hope you all will take advantage of that, because game number 1 in this series was a lot of fun, to say the least, to cast as well as just to talk about, you know, really what it comes down to, guys, is Serral doing Serral-like things. I mean, just absolutely overwhelming his opponent in the later stages of the matchup, and it just shows, guys. You see how good these players are. JonSnow, went toe-to-toe with the best player on the planet, but just, really couldn't finish it out. Serral had a really nice timing push there in game number 1. But now that we're on to game number 2, if you're JonSnow, what do you do in this current situation? Do you decide to, go for some cheese, or do you decide to go for a macro focus game once again? Because I'm sure JonSnow feels at this point like he had Serral at a couple of points in game number 1. So maybe he's going to go for that, macro focus game once again, or, maybe he will have a very, very powerful timing push that he's going to try to go for. We will be seeing very shortly. Serral goes for the very normal hatch gas pool out of his base, and the very same can be said for JonSnow. So nothing out of the ordinary as of yet. You can see those production tabs are very similar as of right now. It does look like both players are going to go for that Zergling speed upgrade, which, guys, by the way, the Zergling speed upgrade is pretty much the most standard upgrade for a Zerg player. It's almost a given, like you're always going to get the Zergling speed upgrade. It's most likely going to be the very first upgrade that you get in most build orders. Similar to all of the races have an upgrade that is usually very much so standard to get. The Terran, a lot of times will get Stim Pack, which is a very important upgrade. The Protoss, of course, has, every race has its upgrades that are very, very important. The Warp Gate research is usually the most standard one for Protoss. So all that said and done, it does look like a third base is going to be coming out of both opponents. So very similar once again in that build order. Both going for a Baneling nest, getting those queens out. And it looks like, guys, both players are going to be almost reading each other's minds at this point, interestingly enough. But these are actually pretty standard builds when you have watched enough StarCraft 2. Does look like there are going to be some Banelings coming out, and now more and more Zerglings. Looks like Serral has decided to get that early evolution chamber, whereas JonSnow has decided to go ahead and get a lot of units out. So I'm wondering if he's going to put on a lot of aggression once again. Would not be surprised whatsoever if he decided to go ahead and do that. Does look like he's going to start moving across the map here. Serral does know that that there is going to be a little bit of aggression coming across the map right now. And it does look like, JonSnow, you do not want to lose all these Zerglings for practically free to one of those Baneling hits. And it does look like there are some Banelings that are coming in here for JonSnow here. It looks like he's just going to try to find the right connections. Does get a couple of drones there for his troubles. But all that said and done, beautiful defense once again by Serral. And it looks like the Roach Warrens are going to be coming in. Looks like there is going to be a lair coming in also for Serral. So it looks like back and forth here is pretty much what we're getting, is a little bit of some jarring back and forth. There's a lot of mind games that go into the ZvZ matchup, guys. Obviously, looks like Serral is going for that +1 upgrade and for the ground-based units, and it looks like the same can be said right now for JonSnow. Both players getting those layers up, and like I said, there is going to be the Roach Warren is going to be finishing up here for JonSnow. And I gotta say, you know, when it comes to timing pushes, I think a really big, you know, crucial timing push is when you, you know, get some roaches out, and maybe you know, with the roaches and the Ravagers, get that roach upgrade finished, and once that finishes up, going for a timing push a lot of times can be very, very helpful. Here we go, though. The back and forth is continuing between these two players. And Serral is slowly taking a little bit of a lead here because his defense is just absolutely on point. Like I've said, guys, best defensive StarCraft 2 player currently in the world. And you know, and that's just on defense. I mean, on offense, he's an absolute, you know, force to be reckoned with. Fourth base is being constructed here by both players, so looks like we're gonna possibly see a little bit of a more macro focused game once again by both these players. Now Serral is trying to get some connections here, is not getting the connections that he really wants here, but nonetheless is you know, forcing his opponent to get a little bit of some lost mining time. And it does look like JonSnow is going to see exactly what's going on the opposite side of the map. And just like that, guys, looks like both players giving each other a lot of respect here. +2 is going to be coming up here for JonSnow. And the same can be said here for Serral. But it really comes down to, you know, who's going to win the macro game, you know, between these two players. I mean, it's just, you know, one thing that Serral is so good at is getting information and seeing exactly what the opponent is doing. And looks like right now we may very well get a hit from two different angles. That is Serral. Serral is going to go for a timing push here on his opponent, it looks like. A lot of roaches are coming across the map here, and it does look like at this point JonSnow is not necessarily, he's going to try to get more and more of those roaches out. It looks like 11 roaches on the production tab right now, and these roaches are going to start threatening at numerous angles here. Got to be very careful how you play this, though. It looks like JonSnow's going to have to, you know, completely split up his army at this point, and that fourth base is going to go down once again. And Serral is just showing us why he is an absolute monster. He's going after this base as well. He's jumping on this army, and it looks like, once again, Serral is pushing his opponent back, and this is just what Serral does on a normal day-to-day basis. Absolutely beautiful play here by Serral. That production tab is absolutely plummeting, or I should say the supply is plummeting for JonSnow. The question is does he have enough here to hold on against this push? And it looks like those roaches have burrowed now and are now being split up into multiple different areas. Some going to the main base, others going to the natural expansion. And just like that, Serral is absolutely everywhere right now. Going after this third base location, going after the natural expansion. He is absolutely everywhere. Serral, ladies and gentlemen, the best player on the planet, is showing us how to really micro so many different things at once, so many different units at once. And he's getting the surround even on the roaches, and GG is called. And Serral, once again, showing us why he is the best currently in StarCraft 2. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Serral and JonSnow, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.